Great to get to reconnect with you. We miss being together in corporate worship. We're really excited about the opportunity to physically gather to worship the Lord. You know, God's design from the very beginning was to call his people. He commanded his people to gather together to worship him with unified voice. And that's why his spirit in a particular way uses the church gathered to minister to his people. So that's why we miss it so much. I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to review the plan that your elders put together for reopening. Our desire is to keep everyone as safe as possible, so we want to make sure that there's full understanding of this. I'm going to set up a Zoom congregational meeting on Sunday night at 7 o'clock. If you have any questions, things you want to find out about, this will be on Sunday night, May 31st. So if you notify me at the church, I'll be sure to send you an email invite for that. The first thing I want to mention is that our live streaming will continue, okay, because you may be high risk, or you may just right now want to continue to be cautious. You're not quite ready to gather in public, be near, outside of 6 feet with other people, and that's fine. We want you to be wise. We're going to miss you, but we want what's best for you in the situation. And in fact, if you are at risk, or if you're sick, or if you've been with someone who's had COVID-19 in the last week or two, we really don't want you to come. It's not good for you, and it wouldn't be good for the other folks who are here. Secondly, because open air diffuses particles, we are going to attempt to worship outdoors as much as possible over these next few months. And so we want to invite you to bring chairs or blankets. We will have some of our white folding chairs available in the back of the fellowship hall for you to set up for your family if you don't have any chairs. This, of course, will be weather permitting. But regardless, in the fellowship hall, there will also be chairs set up in clusters that are all at least 6 feet apart for people who would like to watch the live stream of the service in the fellowship hall. You might find it's a little cooler in there particular times. As we're outside, we are recommending face coverings for everyone who is 10 years old and older. Now, we will not have nursery, and we will not have Sunday school, probably for a pretty significant season. Our nursery team is trying to plan around that. There will be a lot of new adjustments being made to how we do nursery. Some of you who have served in nursery will not be able to because of your risk right now. And so also our children's ministry is continuing to go on. They've been ministering already. We're really thankful for their hard work and the lessons they put together and the sing time, things that are online already. Those will still be put online and made available for your children when you return home from worship on Sunday morning, or even if you stay home and watch the live stream from home. If the weather is iffy, we will post on our website by Saturday night that we will be worshiping in the sanctuary. And if we do worship in the sanctuary, the fellowship hall will still be open and available to watch the live stream with folks. But as we're inside, or if you're in the fellowship hall, face coverings are required for anybody inside who's age 10 years old or older. As far as coming into the building, you can, if we're inside, you can come in through the gathering area, or the two doors that are at the front of the sanctuary towards Kempsville Road. Those will be open up until 9:30. And so if you arrive before worship, you can come in through those doors. In fact, I would recommend, because of the ushers seating people, it'll be a little more cumbersome to find seats. So you might want to arrive earlier and allow some extra time just to be safe. But the ushers will be there seating people even after the service begins, just to help you know where there's open seats, because that will be more tricky since every other row will be cordoned off to make sure that everybody has 6 feet of social distancing between them. There will be no coffee or snacks. The water fountains will be turned off just to protect you from the temptation to touch something that everybody else has been touching as well. The bathrooms will be available in the gathering area as well as in the narthex. We want to remind you to use social distancing as you use the restrooms. The virus has exposed a new diversity in our church, and some people are pro-mask, some people are anti-mask, and there are people along the spectrum who've had different experiences or different things they've been listening to, different things they've been reading. And this is really an opportunity for us as we have different vantage points to love one another. Or it's a temptation not to love people who differ. That's nothing new in the church. The Apostle Paul, in fact, dealt with the same thing in multiple churches. He wrote to the church in Rome and to the church in Corinth as they wrestled with a similar issue. For them, it was about whether it was okay to eat meat that had been dedicated to idols or not. And listen to what Paul wrote to the church in Rome in chapter 15. He says, I know and I'm persuaded in the Lord Jesus that nothing is unclean in itself, but it is unclean for anyone who thinks it's unclean. But if your brother is grieved by what you eat, you're no longer walking in love. In other words, by choosing to just, I can do my rights, you're not walking in love. In fact, he says, by what you eat, do not destroy the one for whom Christ died. Paul talked about the same kind of thing in 1 Corinthians, and he says, if food makes my brother stumble, I'll never eat meat, lest I make my brother stumble. Paul says, let us pursue what makes for peace and for mutual upbuilding. So this is a great opportunity for us to honor one another. We are not wearing face coverings so much for ourselves as for the people who are around us to try to protect them. Whether you're protecting them from germs or you're just helping protect their conscience and allow them to worship in peace. So we look very much forward to being back together with you. It's been a long time. We've prayed for you much, and we will continue to do so. Thank you if you've been emailing in prayers or telling us about those things verbally. We look forward to seeing you on June 7th. And again, if you're interested in asking any questions, then we'll have a Zoom meeting to which you're invited on Sunday night, May 31st at 7 o'clock. So thank you very much.